What's up guys, Smith here, back again with a new video. It is Monday, so in this video we are gonna get ready for the new trading week. I want to recap on what happened last Friday. I made a video and I did a live stream, and in the video I told that this 4-hour PD array from the left with the liquidity that was still left open here, I was willing to look to trade towards this high at least, and even towards new all-time highs. Didn't get an entry in that move unfortunately, so no trade recap to talk about, but from our POI zone and the liquidity hunt, we indeed started making new all-time highs. On Monday, we can zoom in because on the 1 hour there's not really much to see. Monday, today, when Asia started, put in a higher low and we started coming up, building up a lot of trend liquidity, and we took out our previous week high and all-time high. We made an SMT indicating we could maybe rotate towards this trend liquidity. I shared everything about my thoughts on the market in this moment in the Discord, so if you are interested to join our free Discord community with like-minded traders, there's a link in the description. No strings attached. So we had this really nice SMT and we took out good liquidity with a great reaction. We also made a really nice swing high with a good candle formation right here. So there were a couple of triggers to look for shorts. We can already zoom in again because there's not really any interesting things to see here. The only thing I want to point out is for the high that we put in here, my technical target would be at least this Asia low. On the 5-minute, this is your structure low to break, but as we all know, if you get other local confirmations, you don't have to wait for this 5-minute. So let's get straight towards the 1-minute. In the Discord, I pointed a couple of things out. I pointed out that I was more short biased than bullish because we had this SMT with the nice swing high and the liquidity hunt and all this built up liquidity. Eventually the market has to take out this built up trend liquidity. But I also said be patient because it can also just be a fake SMT to get in shorters, to create more buy side liquidity for the market makers to eventually take out again. We still had these equals, so what could the market do? Sweep those equals and just come back up again. Because if you look over here, in combination with your 5-minute low to hold, this stepped into a 15-minute fair value gap that brought you towards that high, and your structure low was here. So for me, we could still come up if you just swept these equals and started rotating again. So I was cautious with those equals, and I wanted to see a break of structure towards the downside. If you look, this is the last low that brought you towards a new high. If we break this, we expect lower lows and lower highs. At first we swept it, we came up. So what did I say in the Discord? I wanted a candle close below this low, taking out the equals, maybe manipulating the high once more, taking out the early sellers, creating a bullish gap, try to use the bullish gap to make new highs, fill, inverse the gap and trade towards the downside. But obviously that didn't happen. We swept it, created a sub high just before the equals, made a nice fair value gap. Over here you did exactly what I wanted to see, but just a bit lower. You made a fair value gap, tried to use this fair value gap to make new highs, you couldn't, inverse it, and from there you make new lows. I didn't take this trade because we were still trading above these equals. We didn't inverse our low yet, so there were not enough confirmations for me to be early on this short, and definitely not on a market entry. One candle after we inversed this fair value gap, we closed below the low and we also took out the equals. I still wouldn't take an aggressive entry on this bearish fair value gap here because, as I said, we could take out this equals, protect this low and still move towards new highs, because overall, of course, we are still bullish. But as you all can see, the market was ready and we got two really big candles towards all the trend liquidity and your move was gone. So maybe I was a bit too patient here, but sometimes I forget it is NASDAQ we're talking about and not a crypto pair. You sometimes have to be more aggressive. So we prepared nicely for the move. We had a plan ready. According to the plan, we didn't get an entry, unfortunately, but you don't always get what you want. Next time, we will get the move. Right now, because that is, of course, what is most important about these videos, we are gonna pre-plan the rest of the day. What did we do? We ended at the PM low, took out liquidity, made an SMT, and right now we are just in a, small range. We are compressing even. We can start a compression here, and as we all know, in a compression, I made a short about it yesterday as well. In a compression, if you're gonna take out one side, there's a likelihood that we can rotate towards the other side if we fail to hold our old highs and make new highs. So if we're gonna create a compression right here, I just wait to break out towards one side and trade towards the other side if you get some more local confirmations. What would be a nice scenario? We have a really nice 1 hour PD array here. We already tapped it once to create new all-time highs, and there's also still a nice low to take out. Do we have to take this out? No, definitely not. Can we just take out this compression low and trade back up from there? Absolutely. It is just a PD array that I want to point out, where we can look for support in combination with taking out a low to continue the overall bullish trend. Apart from this 1 hour, we already tested into a 4 hour, so there are more confluences if we're gonna manage to hold this when we put in a nice low on the 1 hour time frame, just like we put in a nice high right here. So taking out this low would be nice. Of course we don't have to, we just wait for local confirmations, but we tapped into this 4 hour PD array that can bring us towards new highs. If we can't hold this 4 hour PD array and we're gonna close below it, we can use it as a bearish PD array to trade towards new lows. So the plan for today is for now to continue trading towards the upside, because locally we hit our technical target and there's not really any more liquidity to be taken out apart from this lunch low. So we are watching this local retail pennant compression. As I said, if we're gonna get something like this, take out the lows of the pennant, maybe even this low, get a nice break of structure, and from there continue your uptrend. Because of course, after a big dump down like this and not really any liquidity like we built up here, the market has to build up liquidity for itself and liquidity to fill up orders. If you want to be updated on the NASDAQ throughout the day, or on crypto, or on stocks, forex, whatever you like to trade, as I said in the beginning of this video, there's a Discord community in the description, and I would love to see you there, talk about the markets with you there. And then this will be it for today, and I will see you in the next video or live stream. Ciao!